だそうだ。どうだ、86。
はい。失礼します。相鉄様。
She pulls herself away from my grasp and climbs down over the side to the tracks. Lets out a sigh of relief and possibly of admiration.
本当、素晴らしいですね。ここまでとここから先と、レールの状態に観測できる差異はほとんどありません。
ならば、なぜそのように表情が冴えぬのだ？
いえ。
Atudoku glances around as if looking for something.
この辺りはさらに保線が悪いなぁと。あの木など線路にかかってしまいそうです。
Atudoku points ahead. There is quite a large tree in the way of the tracks. But we should check our own conditions. If we can't even take care of ourselves, there's no point in caring about the tracks.
まずは移動が最優先だな。このままでは僕らこそが線路障害だ。よっと。
持ち上げ、相鉄様お一人で？
言ったろ。エアクラは重量に弱い。故に機体もギリギリ軽く作られるのだ。
期間15秒後に停止します。セーフモードに移行します。
Navi goes silent, but this doesn't change the weight of it. I move the vehicle off the tracks. Now to think about where to go.
一旦は戻るべきか。飛行可能な区域に出てナビを再起動。そこから迂回で。
いいえ、相鉄様。その必要はございません。
ほう。
Hachiroku points at vast strawberry with low trees. The vast strawberry with low trees? I don't know. It is far from the tracks. I suppose we can set down the plane over there. Alright.
なぜだ？なぜ戻らずに済む？
この路線の列車のレールロードが規則に忠実な子であるからです。相鉄様。
レールロード。教官か。
He nods proudly.
とても立派です。きちんと観光しています。
観光。
出発信号機を確認しての出発進行。速度制限を確認しての制限50。
Did you need a glossary entry for speed limit? I never would have guessed. You don't look, bro. You don't even need to drive a car to know what a speed limit is. So that's what verbal checks are. I could see it all clearly in my head thanks to Hachiroku's explanation.
そうしたすべてをいちいち怠らずに行っています。やけにゆったりとした観光ではありますが、立派です。
なるほどな。
Then, if we wait here, the train will eventually come. Well, I feel a little relieved. A question comes up, or while I feel a little relieved.
しかし、何故立派なのだ？その観光を行うことは規則であるのだろ
う？私の現役最後の時代、旧蹄鉄では、それが守られなくなっていたからです。
Damn, that's crazy. Hachiroku explains quietly. The purpose of verbal checks was to predict dangers and to prevent accidents. But with the reduction of trains, those rules were gradually ignored, then ultimately phased out.
この路線は単線であり、にもかかわらず、対比線が死んでいます。
なあ、 さっきから何度も言っていたな。その対比線とやらいう言葉を。
あら、相鉄様、お分かりになっていらっしゃらなかったんですか？
Tadoroku continues on. A single track is a line used for trains going in both directions. The side track, however, is another set of tracks placed at a station for single track trains to cross.
ならば、対比線が死ぬに至るまで使われない理由は、列車の行き違いが全く発生しないからとなるか。
はい。そしてそのような状況下では、看護の重要性は薄れたように感じるものもあるのです。
だろうな。
Disappointment leads to laziness. Laziness leads to lack of preparation, which in turn leads to accidents. There's a negative spiral in which the decline of something accelerates upon itself.
規則とは、そうした状況下でこそ厳守すべきもの。それを知るこの路線のレールロードは立派です。
なるほど。おかげで納得できた。会いたいものだな。そのレイルロードと運転手とに。
After I say that, Hachiroku gives a bright smile.
間もなくですよ、相鉄様。教官、向こうも受信してくれました。
そうか。なんと？
非常停止し拾ってくださるとのことです。レールロードがいることに大変驚いてらっしゃいます。
救助してくれるのはありがたい。八億、僕の身なりは乱れていないか？
いささかも、相鉄様。大変に紳士的でいらっしゃいます。
Hachiroku goes on to play with her bangs. She glances my way as if she wants to say she wants something.
お前も凛としているぞ、八億。これなら失礼には当たるまい。
はい。相鉄様もお気づきになられましたか？
Hachiroku sounds happy and proud at the same time. Start to feel the train's vibrations. Rattle, rattle. Yes, I remember this. Out of a train.
相鉄様、お寒いのですか？
You know, the trauma's coming back.
なあ、いや、寒くはない。少し興奮したかな。
武者震いですか？光栄ですね。
When I hear the sounds of the train, it reminds me of that moment. A blinding kind of homesickness and a grasping sense of fear. I'm so pitiful, even though I know that it was in my head. My body can't understand that the accident is in the past. I'm now the owner of a rail lord and have a responsibility. Having this fear of the railways will make it impossible for me to do my job. I simply need to force my feeble mind, get used to it. There's no other way to ride the trains until I become desensitized.
来ます。これは気動車。可愛らしいディーゼル気動車ですね。
Bro, the way Hachiroku describes trains is the exact same way train fanatics would describe them. This is just Hachiroku is the main guy is the main dev's self-insert. Never mind. It's round. It's my first impression of it. That's my first impression of it. It's round and indeed adorable. The car has a front that's painted beige and deep red, making the round form look more like a toy than anything really.
非常停止よし。要救助者を確認。前よし。後ろよし。足元よし。ポーレット。降りて大丈夫ですよ。ありがとうレイナ。一緒に来てくれる？はーい、ポーレット。
Jesus Christ, look how tiny these rail lords are, man. Like, holy shit, she looks... Is she shorter than Hachiroku? The side door opens. A golden light shines from within. Thoughts about Reina's voice acting? He reminds me of someone. Hang on.
Hi, Boretto. Reina, ご一緒しますね.
I'll look for you. Thanks. The side door opens, the golden light shines from within. Listen, the golden light, that's probably just Paulette's hair.
綺麗。外国の方でしょうか?
Probably. Golden strands of hair like falling rain. Pale white skin and deep dark blue eyes.
まさか。
わわ、すごいです。
She's Kyo from Irasekai. There it is. A voice cuts through the sudden tension, but our consciousness attracts each other. Glory and Sugar Sweet Temptation. But listen, I haven't played Sugar Sweet Temptation in a while. I forgot how they sound. Except Chocolat, I only remember how she sound. Her golden hair and blue eyes. It might just be a coincidence, but I can't help but see her a little bit in this Paulette. What? It reminds me of the girl from that summer long ago. The girl who saved me. The girl who taught me something important. She was kind-hearted.
レイナよりお姉さんのレイルロード初めて見ました。
This rail lord that calls herself Reina has a very relaxed way of talking. Go into her. Hachiroku bends her upper body gracefully.
はじめまして、レイナさん。私、レイルロード86と申します。
Thank God Reina's name is easy to pronounce than Hachiroku.
会えて嬉しいです。86さん。
She leans slowly into a bow. Despite her clumsiness, I sense Reina is hardworking.
レイナ、キハレーナナ S 専用レイルロードのレイナです。ふるさとは片上鉱山鉄道ですよ。鉱山鉄道？それでは貨物を？はーい。レイナ、こう見えても力持ちなんですよ。
Hachiroku or Reina? I already answered that question last stream.
まあ、
Hachiroku and Reina draw closer to one another with each word they exchange. In contrast, the rest of us are... I shouldn't be acting like an idiot here. First, we have to fill Hachiroku's stomach. I gotta do my best to make that happen.
停車いただき感謝します。同時に、それを強いてしまったことを、心よりお詫び申し上げます。
As if she just came to her senses, Hachiroku closes her mouth and runs to my side. Me, they're very close. Well, now you hear her voice. Yes, I do. She bows deeply to both Reina and the engineer.
ご紹介が遅れました。こちら、私のオーナー、右田宗哲様です。
Whose voice do you like better? Hachiroku's. I don't know proper etiquette, but I might as well go with the flow.
遅ればせながら、はじめまして。この86のオーナーの右田宗哲と申します。
Which is cuter? Reina, I guess.
右田相鉄相鉄相鉄さん、
Fuck.
こんにちは。レイナも紹介しますね。
Best girl so far ranked. First place is Hachiroku, second place is the MILF, third place is the sister, fourth place is, I don't know.
右田相鉄相鉄さん、
I'm surprised the MILF isn't first. Because I haven't got enough of her. Said Reina's last. I didn't say Reina was last, I just said that there's no fourth place. Hachiroku's footsteps sound like trotting. Reina's footsteps sound like flapping. Exactly, so last. You realize there's also Paulette, right? Not only does she speak slowly, her movements are relaxed too.
レイナのマスターのポーレットです。ポーレットは機内ポーレットなんですよ。
Said Paulette was above Reina. I said that I listed 3 characters out of 5 because there is no 4th and 5th place. Hinai. Having heard that name before, I quickly make the connection. Navi said it while in the air earlier.
比内ポーレットというとお人よし町。
He twitches. Paulette Hinai slouches down.
すみません、驚いてしまって。私のことご存知だなんて思わなくって。
いえ、こちらこそ。突然スイカのような真似。失礼しました。
そんな驚くようなことじゃないのに、私が少し驚きすぎてしまっただけです。
That's for sure. Of course. I would never say that out loud. Nor can I give off that vibe. Wait, where did you rank Hibiki again? 3rd. A public figure like the mayor didn't think someone would recognize her. Under normal circumstances, what she said is completely odd. Yeah, but like... Okay, maybe it depends on the size of the town, because like if it's a small town, of course you're going to recognize the mayor. If it's a big town, probably don't even remember the name of the mayor. Or their face. I'm at a loss for words. Because I already apologized for putting her on the spot, I can't really ask her what she's doing here. What's the best voice acting so far in your opinion? Hibiki, because she's Chocola. She stays silent while blushing from ear to ear. It's as if she's trying to probe me for something with her quick glances to and away from me. Almost feels like a blind date. This isn't like me. 10 more seconds. If it's still awkward like this by then, I'll take the risk of being rude and just act.
レイナ、少しだけ不思議なんですけど。
Not sure if her joining the conversation is a good thing or not. She tilts her head to the side quizzically. Hachiroku returns a warm gaze, if relieved.
何ですか、レイナさん。相鉄さんは86さんのオーナー？どうしてマスターじゃないのですか？
I mean, you know, which title sounds better?
それは。
Now it's Hachiroku's turn. She glances to the side, to and away from me, looking for help.
いずれ必ず相鉄様はきっと私のマスターに。でも今は少しだけ事情があって。事情って何ですか？
Well, first of all, she's kind of hungry. She still needs to eat some coal. Second of all, he doesn't know jack shit about trains. Yeah. I want to be like Hachiroku. Let me eat some coal. Okay.
レイナ。
Held up by Paulette, Raina gives off a happy cry. An innocent puppy and a kind master. Paulette scolds Raina in the same way.
今はこんな時代でしょ。だからマイテツにもそれぞれきっといろいろな事情があるの。
She said it. She said the name of she said the title of the game. Maitetsu. What the fuck is Maitetsu compared to a railroad?
個人で鉄道車両を所有するようになった鉄道ファンさんがマイテツさんです。大廃線以降の中小の鉄道会社はマイテツさんたちとの二人三脚でかろうじて経営を成り立たせているところがほとんどです。線路と駅の維持管理を鉄道会社が行い、車両及びレールロードの維持管理はマイテツに任せてしまう。大胆な発想ですが、非常に有効に働いているようですね。その発想を思いついた方が毛利の秋様、電車姫様です。そうか。
Okay, I get it. Hello, Meow. Had I trying to wake up and not pass out, but the very best of wishes. As always, you stranger. Replay that voice line. Which part? This one?
今はこんな時代でしょ。だからマイテツにもそれぞれきっといろいろな事情があるの。
Oh, you mean Raina's. That one. Thanks for the hydrate. Meow. And the stretch. Maitetsu? What's Maitetsu? Maitetsu is the name of the game. Our gazes lock. It's a word that even Hachiroku doesn't know. I could tell from her trying to ask me.
それは踏み込んで聞いてはいけないことなの。知りたくても向こうから話してくれるまで我慢ね。
She nods slowly. Raina takes her time to nod in return.
はーい。レイナ、事情はレイナから聞いちゃダメって覚えました。
Raina and Hachiroku are always neck and neck for number one for me. I'm not surprised.
うん、レイナはいい子ね。へへへ、レイナ、褒めてもらっちゃいました。
She embraces, corrects, and then pats. That's a good way to teach. Some questions are better left unanswered.
すみません、ポーレット市長。
市長は少し庁舎の外だと恥ずかしいです。もしよければそのポーレットってそれだけで。
She doesn't like formalities. It seems, then I'll be blunt.
なら、ポーレット。すまんが、一つ教えてほしい。
I pressed 4 instead of enter, which is my hat toggle. So the reason it disappeared is because, yeah. You prefer pink, black, or red hair? I prefer black hair. There's actually one more thing I'd like to ask. But let me throw at her a question that needs to be solved right away.
はい、相鉄さん。私にお返事できることなら何でも聞いてください。
Black or blonde? Black. Upon hearing Paulette's answer, Hachiroku looks at me with high hopes. Black or silver? Black. Black or brown? Now that's a hard question. So let me ask.
そのマイテツとは一体なんだ？
Brown. Dude, that's a Maitetsu. Brown or purple? Brown.
お客様にお知らせします。お急ぎのところ、非常停止へのご協力をありがとうございました。
Brown or dirty blonde? I think you should know my answer by now. Why are you asking for my preference in hair color? Paulette makes an announcement to the passengers on the train. It sounds completely different from when she was talking to me. A clear and dignified voice.
ただいま、要救助機の回復を確認しました。要救助者を収容し、この列車は間もなく発車いたします。
After the announcement, he bows slightly. Paulette quickly heads to the engineer room at the front of the train. Brandon waits for her to be seated and then calls out. Do not need a glossary entry for calls out. Why is it so
最後
long?
は指差しとセットで行う安全確認、ミス防止のために推奨される行動です。
Bro, I think we know what safety checks are, okay?
出発進行
No, that's not a safety check. Plunk. With a light vibration, the train begins to move and is filled with murmurs from the crowd. They're mostly students here. That means there's a demand for this train for their commute. Train is returning to Ohitoyo. Train has a glossary entry.
列車という
Of
言
course
葉
it
には
does.
大きく
I'm never gonna get over that. They're likely pretty carefree right now, due to being on their way home. The students are all having a worry-free chit-chat.
要救助者ってあん人ちょっとかっこよくない
If it wasn't for the school uniform, I would have thought she looked 28.
マイテツの人かな。レールロードと一緒だし。
じゃったら市長さんのお知り合いかね
と違うかね。あ、ねえねえ、匂うとらんあん二人。
お似合い似合うとる付き合うとるんかなほんなら市長さんスキャンダルじゃね
Interesting. What the fuck is Body Slant 61 does not exist. It crashed the game. So it was this line here.
お似合い似合うとる付き合うとるんかなほんなら市長さんスキャンダルじゃね
So if I jump back here, I did it, bros. I skipped the crash, and that's literally what I have to do anytime something pops up. I don't know why it did that. I should have taken a screenshot to show you what the error message was, but yeah. How loud and annoying. I'm sure they think they're whispering under their breaths, but I can hear everything. I think she can hear everything too. Yeah, I got an error message too. Yeah. Body slant 61 or whatever. Whatever that means. I guess it's a model or something. Or an animation. Even though there weren't any missing animations, I think. I don't know. Seems like it reached all the way to Paulette in the driver's stand. I could see her neck exposed from her uniform. It turned bright red.
ポレット、信号ですよ。あ、注意検知よし。制限40よし。注意検知よし。制限40よしです。
I see. This is the actual verbal check. Ren and Paulette both point and verbally confirm it with each other. They both double check the signals and signs that I can't read. So despite looking like that, they're professionals. Her blushing neck soon returns to her usual pale white color. What does their appearance have to do with how professional they are? Her every movement has no hesitation. Paulette seems more like an accurate machine than Reina. I mean, she is the one controlling the train, so she kinda has to be. Hachiroku has been silent the whole time. It has been this way since she got on the train. She keeps her mouth closed and her eyes continue to watch. Could it be that she doesn't want to interfere with the operation? My aircraft is towed between the train until we leave the no-flight area. This object of mine, as the effect of the area might still have influence, it would require even more focus than usual. I should follow Hachiroku's example. I'll save the questions for later, and just look around for now.
木下廃駅通過よしです。通過950秒円。レイナ？大丈夫、ポーレット。車両は完全に正常ですよ。了解。制限解除。よし。制限解除。よしです。
Oh.
Oh.
Why was that a sound effect? The scenery begins to pass by faster, but I don't feel much of a shock. What do you mean by that? According to Hachiroku, the tracks are in a terrible state, so the passengers should be feeling the brunt of the shock. Railroads have similar features to Navi. Could the train operation be more automatic too? Right when I think that, Reina stretches. Okay, the fact that she can experience stiffness, like, the only difference between a railroad and an actual and a human is their stomach, I guess.
ポーレット、すみません。あとは任せて。
Because they feel hunger, they get tired, they can experience muscle soreness, I guess.
はーい。着駅までには復帰しますよ。
She is so small. Jesus Christ, man. She drops down lifelessly. Rena's body comfortably lies down on Paulette's lap where she's sitting.
まさか運転中に眠り込むなど。
It sure does look like she's sleeping, and it seems that Paulette caught her. But from the seriousness of Hachiroku's voice, I can tell that this is an abnormal situation.
肥後北村半駅通過。制限解除。よし。
When getting closer to the closed station, the train slows. After passing through, it speeds up again. I mean, okay, here's the thing, right? The thing is that when it comes to operating these big fuck off transportation vehicles, I guess, you need multiple people to essentially operate it, right? With planes, you've got a pilot and you've got a co-pilot. With boats, you've got you've got an entire crew there. But I forgot what they're called. I think this is the helmsman. But you have multiple people, right? A train is similar. Even in this case, you've got the engineer and the rail lord. Now the rail lord's sleeping, but now the only person actually kind of doing the checks is the one controlling the train. And look, all I'm saying is that just because they're on a track doesn't mean the engineer is not doing nothing. All right, just because they're on a track doesn't mean the person who's controlling the train isn't doing nothing. All right, like I get it with a plane or a boat / cruise, right? Yeah. Oh, right. So this is the movement of a true veteran. Without faltering, without hesitation. And because of that, everything is done in the most efficient and beautiful way.
大したものだな。
さようですね、相鉄様。全くもって大したものです。
うん。
Her tone hints at sarcasm, instead of a genuine compliment. Hachiroku's angry in a very quiet way. Right now, she's trying not to interfere with the operation of the train, and is simply trying to control herself.
なあ、86。さっきポーレットが言っていたな。時代が時代、マイテツそれぞれに事情があると。
She says under her breath. It's as if she noticed something, or came back to her senses.
一体、マイテツとは何であろうな。
さあ、何でしょう。私には見当もつきません。
The hostility is gone from Hachiroku's voice. Or perhaps she managed to suppress it and hide it.
私としてはそうしたことごとを相鉄様にぜひお尋ねいただきたく思います。
うん。ならばそうしよう。
Hachiroku understands and leaves it to me. In that case, I will try to deftly manage Hachiroku's anger too. Naturally, I wouldn't want to see a crash. Those white pixels bottom left. What do you mean? I think I see what you're talking about. Hang on, what are they? I think I know what it... I know what it is. Fuck. It's because from here to here is where I skipped. Right? So it's marked where I skipped. And then, you know, the rest of it, yeah. So I guess it's a good indication. Okay, no, that's a really good, right? Kinda. I don't see the point of it in a game like Maitetsu. Right? Because every route has a different menu option for it. For, say, like, Maitetsu Cupid, right? Where choosing like a character's route will lead to unique dialogue in the common route, right? In Rinka's route, or, well, Isuzu's route, there was unique dialogue that I possibly skipped over because I forgot to unselect this function, right? In Maitetsu Cupid. This game doesn't really have that issue, right? Because, well, maybe it does, right? Where if you pick an option, actually no, you said that the opening shows up in the first choice, right? So then the first choice will indicate which route you choose. So yeah, this game doesn't really have that issue. Like in Maitetsu Cupid. Yeah. We arrive at the Ohitoyo Onsen station. After doing the ticketing duties, I call out to Paulette, saying I'd like to have a word with her. Paulette then tells something to Reina, and quickly walks over to me. Also make sure to savor the choice. Of course I'm going to savor the choice.
こちらです。お話、私もしたいですし。
駅の事務室などでも構わんが。
できればですけど、レールショップを見てほしいなって。
うん。ではそこで。
Why? She has good taste. That's what I think at the moment. I think the moment I step in. It goes without saying that her tastes are for railways. Presentation is stylish.
可愛らしい。おもちゃ屋さんのようですね。
Well put. There is a sense of unity and the messiness of a toy box. Right. Countless railway items aren't too in order, yet not too disorganized. I'm drawn to them, even though I have no interest in railways. It is an organized mess, to say the least.
これはポーレットの趣味か?
I forgot what the actual term was, but essentially it's an oxymoron. Of everything looks unorganized, but there is a certain something. Wait, he doesn't have any interest in railways after accepting Hachidoku. Well, you know, he has more interest in lollies than railways. A gentle nod. Paulette gives a floaty smile.
私とレイナとの2人のです。お人よ鉄道レールショップは私たちのお城ですから。
2人の城か。
A toy castle that's about to be crushed by reality, with two sister princesses desperately trying to defend it. It's an imagined picture I never thought I would come up with. It must be caused by Paulette's exotic princess-like beauty.
もう一人の上司は置いてきてしまってよかったのか?
就業後検査
私たちは呼んでるんですが、それを交番検査ができないので、都度で細かくやってるんです。
交番検査。
はい、交番検査っていうのはですね。ああ。
The alternating examination is? What does the glossary say?
交番検査は鉄道事業者が行うべき定期検査の一つです。旧帝鉄帝王機関区所属の蒸気機関車は必ず30日に一度の交番検査を受けることを義務付けられていました。
具体的には機関の付属部品、走り装置、ブレーキ装置、電気回り、車体、車内設備全般、それから連結機の状態と作動等を検査します。
Yeah, that's to be expected. This shit's kind of the same for like any. Well, back to my example of how most big fuck off vehicles that transport multiple people need more than one person manning the vehicle. Yeah. This shit needs to happen too, where you do checks for essentially everything, right? If you don't know, Boeing has gone under a lot of fire recently because they haven't been doing these checks. And it has led to a lot of issues. So, yeah, the alternating examination is very important. Paulette stops talking, but keeps her mouth open in a dumbfounded way. She turns to Hachiroku. Hachiroku sees that and, with a smug face, nods back slowly in agreement.
それなら私から説明させてもらいます。交代して順番にするのが交番検査です。
Okay, I was not expecting the tie to have animation. I was gonna say physics, but that's not really the case, right? It's a CG that with some animation to it. It's kind of like live 2D, right? During normal operation, a maintenance inspection is done once every 2 days, while there is an alternating examination done once every 30 days when taking off operation. The maintenance inspection.
始業検査は毎日の営業運転を始める前に駆動車両の状態を検査してあげて、それで消耗しちゃった部品とか足りなくなった消耗品とかがあったら、それを交換したり補充したりしてあげることなんですよ。
具体的には機関と機関の付属部品、動力伝達装置、走り装置、ブレーキ装置、連結機、それに偽装類などを分解することなしに行う検査になりますね。
蹄鉄ではほぼ同じ内容の検査を機関車に対して施すときには作業検査、客車及び貨車に対して施すときには始発検査とそれぞれ呼んで、作業の混乱が発生しないよう工夫されておりました。
The voice actors had a lot of voice. Yeah, they had tons of lines, and more than just a regular 36-hour visual novel standard of voicing. I hope they got paid generously. I hope they did too. But then again, voice actors don't get paid that much. Unfortunately. For examinations done without being sent to the factory, these two are usually more than enough.
けど、うちは今、キハ 07S の1編成しか稼働車両がなくて、交番ができないんです。
Formation? There was only one passenger car for the entire train. I guess there's the phrase single car trains for these situations, but even with one passenger car, I suppose it can be called a formation. I'm sure they got at least a little more than normal, right? You hope.
降板ができない上に、うちのキハ07には少し足回り不安があるので、就業後検査をしてるんです。
足回り不安。
Hachiroku mutters that to herself in a way that carries a lot of weight. But here's the thing, right? After playing Genshin, right, and you see, and you have all these characters with multiple different lines of, like, if you go into the voice section, right, like, you've got all of those voice lines, right? You know, that's the standard. And then they have to be called in every time there's a new event, right? And that's for 4 different languages too. So like, the amount of work the voice actors have to do whenever a new event comes up, right? Well, the relevant voice actors. Can they refuse? What do you mean, can they refuse? There are many things I want to ask Paulette, but let's start there.
その足回り不安がレイナに余計な負荷をかけているのか。
She's taken aback by the question. Her expression begins to lighten up, turning into extreme joy.
やっぱり相鉄くん、相鉄さんも前鉄なんですね。そこまで分かっちゃうなんて。
Sure.
いや、今のところ僕は単なる素人だ。その前鉄が何かわからぬ程度のな。
Well, no, you do know what a Maitetsu is, because you've got the glossary entry right here to tell you what a Maitetsu is.
個人で鉄道車両を所有するようになった鉄道
I'm not gonna read it, but, you know.
そのことは聞かれてましたね。お返事遅くなっちゃってごめんなさい。
いや、列車の遅れを回復するのが最優先なのは当然だろう。
はい。で、そこまで詳しく分かってくれて。
She looks at me questioningly. I should clear up the misunderstanding. Also, I like that her hair is behind her eyes. I know this is like an anime thing, right? Where you've got the hair behind the eyes, right? Well, I guess you've got the eyebrows and then the eyelashes, right? I don't know why, but I guess, you know, they want to show the expressions, so they have to kind of tiptoe around the fact that you need to make sure that you don't hide the eyebrows. But yeah.
86が僕の鉄道知識の源なのだ。先ほどの足回り不安云々も86がな。
ああ、そういうことだったんですか。
Paulette looks at Hachiroku again. Hachiroku maintains her smug look and leaves everything to me.
どう見てもマスターにしか見えませんけど。
She mumbles to herself. Paulette then decides to go in order to answer each of my questions.
大廃線以降の鉄道衰退についてはご存知ですよね。
一般常識レベルのことは。
それで十分です。エアクラの台頭、大廃線、蹄鉄までもが解体され、鉄道は衰退の一途をたどります。
Paulette is talking like a teacher. It's clear and easy to understand. It was the same with Hachiroku. Why do people who like railways love why do people who like railways love explaining these things? Because they want to get more people into liking railways. Alright? That's why someone made a whole fucking visual novel about how much they love trains.
なぜなら、事業としての鉄道の成功には、スケールメリットがほぼ必須だからです。
The development of land taking advantage of the railway sites, the hotel business, travel business, department stores at the terminal stations. Are trains being phased out nowadays? No, especially not in Japan. Like even in China, they're releasing like hydrogen powered trains. You know, for how do I say? Green energy or whatever. I meant for passengers. Okay. Maybe, right? Trains might be dying out outside of, like, Asian countries. But this is a Japanese game, right? And let's just say that I don't think they're gonna die out anytime soon. Especially because of how convenient trains are. Especially in, like, Tokyo area. Yeah. I don't think it's ever gonna die out there. But like, in the West, maybe. Kinda. Subways, trains. No, subways are the places you go to get onto a train. Did I read that? I got distracted. No, I did. Development of land taking advantage of the railway. I mean, yeah, you kind of see this in real life too, where a lot of business can be seen being built around train stations, right? Like you go to Japan. There's a lot of hotels, travel business stores, right, near and around the train station. And unfortunately, they're also the most expensive hotels because you're paying for the convenience. Unless there are secondary profits like that, the railways cannot survive. He was a sigh over it.
しかし、旅客も運賃を支払うだろう。それで経営が成り立たんのか。
I don't have any subways in Pennsylvania. At least none that I know. Well, do you know everything about Pennsylvania? Do you know about the priest who spent 40,000 on Candy Crush in Pennsylvania?
鉄という漢字は、とても鉄道事業をよく表しています。
Paulette puts out a riddle in front of me with a frown, but I have no idea what she means. Completely confused, I turn to Hachiroku, and she whispers out the answer to me.
相鉄様、鉄の字を辺と作りとに分けてみてください。
Hang on. The kanji character for iron in railway signifies the railway business very well. I mean, is she saying because? Okay, hang on. Let me see the kanji for iron. Kanji. Right. Yeah, hang on. Let me do this. Text. Iron. Bam. So this is the kanji for iron. Let's make it black so it's easier to see. Alright, I'll just have it there for this part. Try separating the roots of the kanji for iron.
分ける 辺は金辺。作りは、おお。
Paulette and Hachiroku both looked so happy seeing me begin to understand. That's quite interesting.
鉄とは金を失うこと。なるほど。鉄道事業とはそれほどに儲からんのか。
Okay. So, now, you got the kanji for gold. Which is this. And then the kanji for lost, which is this. Get rid of this. Let me see. I kind of see it. Right? Like when they say when she talks about the roots, right? You can see the left side of the kanji for iron looks like the kanji for gold, right? But I'm confused about lost. Right? I don't know if this is the right kanji. I don't think it is. Because I know it isn't correct. Because there's another kanji for lost, which is the root. So, I guess you're learning Japanese now. But not really. You're learning what the kanji for iron, gold, and lost is. And you're learning what a kanji root is.
設備維持費、修繕費、燃料費、人件費、税、その他もろもろ。鉄道は固定費がかかりすぎるんですよ。
Just get rid of the kanji now. I accidentally pressed cancelled, so I got rid of gold and lost.
それはまあ、そうだろうとは思うが。
蹄鉄が夢見ていた全線電化。それがもっと進んでいれば、少しは事情も違ったのかもしれないですけれど。電車のことはご存知ですか？
子供時代、新聞か何か見たことがある。電気で走る列車のことだよな、確か。
A satisfied nod.
エアクラの普及によりあだ花となってしまいましたが、電車は固定費削減の切り札となるはずだったんです。
I understand what Paulette is saying. Electrified trains were to replace the locomotives. Yeah, bullet trains. Well, Shinkansen are the evolution of electrified trains. However,
電車というのは、電線がないと走れぬものだろう。電線を全線に敷く経費は凄まじいものになるのでは？
そうだろうって思います。それでも蹄鉄は強く電化を推し進めようとしていました。
つまり、設備投資が巨額でも、都度の経費の削減で十分に回収できるという計算が立っていたということか。
correct. Paulette nods. It is a lot of upfront costs, right? But the maintenance costs are a lot lower than locomotive, is essentially what they're saying. Her smile has long disappeared and been replaced with a serious expression.
それほどまでに固定費負担は重く苦しい。鉄道経営は常に固定費との戦いなんです。
そうなのか。まだ実感がつかめんが。
100円を売り上げるのにいくらの経費がかかるかを営業係数と言うんですけれど。
Sudden hesitation. Silence as if she is reluctant to continue.
蹄鉄末期、 これが1000を超えている地方路線はザラだったと聞いています。
うん。100円稼ぐのに1000円以上かかるのか。ものすごい大赤字ではないか。
Yep. My unexpected surprise is accepted as fact by Hachiroku.
その話は事実です。蹄鉄は国有鉄道という性質上、もともとそれを許容する体質でした。
They would make their money at lines and nearby businesses at the capital and other major cities, and use that money to support regional lines that operated at a loss to maintain their network. Structure that Hachiroku mentioned naturally would fall apart once the aircraft were introduced in cities.
前世紀から蹄鉄はあまりに巨大すぎました。理念と現実が一致せず、上部と末端は乖離していました。
Hachiroku continues with her calm commentary while Paulette locks
1に特急、2に急行、3子がなくて5に乗客と笑う職員までいましたから、見放されるのも一瞬でした。
fat fingered it. Calm commentary while Paulette looks on with teary eyes. But where are the tears in her eyes? A hostile tone, silence that weighs everything down. Cautiously, Paulette tries to cut in.
そこまで細かく知っているっていうことは、86さんはやっぱりもともとは蹄鉄の。
はい。蹄鉄8620系蒸気機関車、8620トップナンバー機の専用レールロード。それが私の出自です。
8620国産量産第1号蒸気機関車。
A placid voice, as if she's reading from a dictionary, but Paulette's cheeks gradually turn red.
その栄誉あるトップナンバー専用レイルロードとまさかお会いできるだなんて、嬉しいです。
Okay, I thought Hachiroku would have been the the devs like insert, but I think Paulette is the insert. A human is paying her respects to Hachiroku, a thing. But Hachiroku's not surprised. She listens to Paulette as if it isn't her first time hearing it.
なんという幸運。素晴らしい栄誉です。まさかそれほどの期待がお人よに来てくれるだなんて。
うん。
Tato is the one who brought her. I knew that Hachiroku had some kind of worth, but I didn't know the extent of it.
86さん、私。
A heavy sigh. She starts fidgeting. Just like when we first met, Paulette starts getting coy.
もしよければ、迷惑でなければ、8620も見せてもらえれば嬉しいなーって。
ポーレット様。
A suppressed voice. That's enough to turn Paulette's cheeks bright red.
様とかも基本恥ずかしいですから。
では、ポーレットさん。
As if she realized something just now, Paulette straightens her posture. She then bows down to me with proper etiquette.
オーナーである相鉄くん、相鉄さんを置いてごめんなさい。
いや、構わんさ。
私、鉄道のことになると熱中しちゃって。
Yeah, okay, Paulette is the character insert. She doesn't need to explain. I can tell just by listening to her talk for 5 minutes.
そこまで夢中になれるのはむしろ長所だろう。夢中になり、かつ気遣いを忘れるのなら上等だ。
A quiet voice. Paulette's cheeks turn even brighter red.
ありがとう。それで相鉄様、ポーレットさんのご要望についてなのですが。
Hachinoku has not shown me Steam Locomotive 8620 or 8620. Or rather, she hasn't even tried to go find it. I naturally assume that there are some special circumstances, so I changed the subject as Hachiroku seemed to want.
その判断を行うためにも、今は状況の整理を進めておきたいのだが。
ああ、そうでしたね。ごめんなさい、私。話を寄り道させちゃいましたね。
He said digress instead of digress instead of derail. Right? Yeah, I think that's how it's pronounced. Paulette straightens her posture again.
マイ鉄の話でしたね。そういう事情で、鉄道網はズタズタになりました。
She's talking like a teacher again. Or perhaps Paulette has a tendency to tense up in public and relax in private.
それでも、鉄道を必要とする地域は点在しています。しかし、地方の小規模鉄道の黒字化は極めて困難です。
うん。そこは説明で納得できた。
そこで固定費を削減のため、鉄道車両をボランティアに個人所有してもらうということを広島が始めました。
広島？
そうなんです。毛利のお姫様の広島毛利電気鉄道がマイ鉄という互助システムの出発点です。
What the fuck?
電気鉄道ですか？名前だけではなく。
市電なんです、広電は。ですから架線も容易で、大廃線以前から完全電化がされていました。
Municipal railway? Wait.
市電っていうのは都市内を走る電車のことです。路面電車とも言われます。外国ではいくらか見られて発展しているところもあるみたいです。けど今の日の本国内だと市電はそのまま広電さんですね。
Interesting.
ガセン？
電車線路の上空を走る電線を敷設することです。敷設された電線自体も架線って呼ぶみたいですね。
Okay, what the fuck is Gassen?
電車を走らせるために必要な電気を供給するために線路上の空中に走らせてある電線が架線です。各電車線っていうちょっとかっこいい名前。
I didn't think they had a special name. I thought they were just electric lines. Paulette writes it out on a piece of paper. Despite her Western appearance, her calligraphy skills are good.
これでガセンか。河川と読みそうに思えるが。
切れた時川と紛らわしくなっちゃうのでそう呼ぶことに決めたそうですよ。毛利のお姫様が。
なるほど。河川との区別のためか。相当に気の回る人物らしいな。毛利の姫様とやらは。
This is more Japanese shit that'll fly over any Westerner's head.
大人物です。マイ鉄界きっての有名人ですし。
Or most, I guess. She gives a long, drawn-out sigh.
出てきたのですね。そのような人物が、私が長く長く眠ってしまっていたその間に。
You must have been impressed. Hachiroku's cheeks are also pink.
市電とはいえ全線電化など、よくもそれほどの偉業を。
毛利のご先代も鉄でしたから。
Well, that sounds proud of it, for some reason.
車両も独自開発の独自所有でした。それを大廃線後、毛利のお姫様が可視したんです。
the train cars and rail lords are transferred to individuals. The individuals then are responsible for maintaining them, and in exchange for that, they receive the right to use the rail line.
なるほど。線路の負担を毛利家が、列車の負担は可視された各々が、と分担したのか。
うまいことを考えましたね。線路なしには列車は置物。しかも整備をせずには走れない。
そして鉄たるもの、自分の列車を走らせるためならお金に糸目をつけたりしませんから。
鉄は趣味でも金を失うものなのですね。
Hachiroku and Paulette look each other in the eye and nod.
つまりマイ鉄とは個人で列車を所有し走らせる、そうした鉄道マンにファンのことですね。
As she says, she was about to say maniacs, but stops and replaced that with fans. I understand Hachiroku's consideration. The term Tetsu refers to the railway enthusiasts. These railway enthusiasts have their own railways, Tetsudo, hence Maitetsu. Right. Okay. That explains that explains the name.
そうです。
I jump in surprise because it seems like she knew what I was thinking.
大敗戦後の鉄道文化をギリギリ支えてるのは地方の民間鉄道とマイ鉄たちなんです。
All Paulette did was answer Hachiroku's doubts. Strange sigh smooths out my words.
ならば、ポーレットもマイ鉄なのだな。
はい、私はレーナとキハ 07S のマイ鉄です。かつ、お人よ鉄道株式会社の社長でもあります。
There it is, there's Kiaha 7. I was waiting for it to become a glossary entry.
キハ07は旧蹄鉄キハ07型機動車のことですね。もともとは別の名前のガソリン機動車だったんですけど、ディーゼル機動車改造を受けて、その時キハ07っていう新しい形式称号
Okay, and then you've got
キハ
and then you've got K15,
最も有名でございます。
R15, and then
九州
Kuha
初の営業運
26.
転電車となるはずだった。蹄鉄最末期の
制限とは
Alright. The mayor and the president. That's quite the resume. The workload must be intense as well. The low approval ratings from the people who Navi mentioned could be a result of how busy she is.
社長ですか。道理で経営の話などお詳しいはずですね。
そんな、あの程度別に社長じゃなくっても、その、鉄なら誰でも知ってることです。
そうなのか。マニアはすごいな。
Thanks for the hydrate, Dexter.
そうなんでしょうか。だけど本当に普通のこと。
And the stretch. Paulette shifts her gaze toward the back door of the rail shop as it opens.
皆さん楽しそうですね。何のお話ですか？レイナも混ぜてくださいな。
Kato with good wishes trying to finish up Frostpunk and decide if I will go for the DLCs or not, but reminded to get some rest after the stream. Thank you, Meow. And also hello. Frostpunk DLC, I would recommend it. Coming from someone who has never played Frostpunk.
お疲れ様レイナ。
Anyway, now that the demon's been executed, what's the word? Exercised. Yeah.
お疲れ様レイナ。
Thought I said something wrong. God damn it, Dexter. You should have warned me.
レイナ、疲れてませんよ。
Also, you told me to you told me to mute Reina so I do her voice. Hang on.
レイナ、疲れてませんよ。
Why am I doing this? No, I'm not going to. I changed my mind. Paulette taps her legs for Reina to come sit on her lap as if it were rehearsed. Do it? What do you mean? Reina trots. Wow.
なるほど。それが整備ボディか。
はいです。整備をして、ちゃんときれいに洗ってきました。
You got my hopes up? In Japanese or in English? Which one? Both? What do you mean, both? I'm only doing one, so pick. Cleaning? Did you just take a bath? Did she take a bath? The smell of flowers tickles my nose.
きれいにしないといけないのです。レールショップはお客様が来るところですから。
Okay, if I'm gonna pick, I'll pick which one, the shortest line.
レイナ、疲れてませんよ。
Ugh. Alright.
レイナ、疲れてませんよ。
Hang on,
レイナ、疲れてませんよ。
Japanese. I'll try and. Reina, tsukaretemasu. Hang
レ
on.
イナ、疲れてませんよ。
Tsukaretemasei.
レ
Wait.
イナ、疲れてませんよ。
Yeah, tsukaretemaseyo. It's not masen because that would mean she isn't doing fine. Reina, maseyo. Okay. Fucking. Alright. Let me. Nagi would be worse. I don't want to do Nagi. Reina, maseyo. Alright, okay. We're moving on.
なるほど。それは礼儀にかなっている。
えひひ、それに。
A worn-out hip flask. She pops the top off in a fluid motion and gulps down the contents of it. You should voice act her. No.
よよて
She wipes the side of her mouth and the tip of the bottle as if it were the tastiest thing in the world. Her style of drinking is unfitting the way she looks. I'm honestly surprised at that.
随分と強いようだな。
そうですよ。レイナ、力持ちです。だから、働くとお腹がとっても空いちゃうんです。
Voice act the line from Hachidoku. Alright, fine. Whenever the next one comes up, I guess. He carefully puts away the hip flask. Unless it's a long one. Reina looks happily at her clothes and Paulette.
ご飯はきれいなところできれいにして食べるともっと美味しくなりますから。
なるほど。ご飯？
そうなんです、相鉄さん。 レイナが飲んだの、レイナのご飯。
I'm not surprised. I was like, what do you mean alcohol? A slight smell of oil. Light oil, that's probably Raina's fuel. You have to do Nagi at some point. He's very extroverted. Hang on. Okay, there's the Nagi example. I don't remember which one's Nagi. Your Nagi.
なんか面白そうなことしとるばい。
Oh god. No, not reset to default.
なあ、86の石炭と。
I just remembered. Actually, I should have asked earlier. Hachiroku kept a straight face the whole time, but I feel ashamed of myself.
ポーレット、すまんが力を貸してほしい。
私、はい、もちろん、相鉄さんの力になれるなら頑張ります。
それは助かる。頼みというのは石炭を分けてほしいということなのだが。
石炭？はい、あります。
Thank god. I was about to say, when are they gonna fucking feed Hachiroku? She looks at Hachiroku with a smile and sets Reina to the ground before standing up.
こっちで